Hey fellow PC gamers, this is Matt with PC Gamers, aka Kickeraster, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the F.R.E.Q 7s. And as you can see, I went ahead and unboxed it, and I left some of the boxing up so we can kind of quickly go through that. I also left my beer of choice up, seeing as how this seems to be a PC gamer's trend these days. So for starters here, it was actually well packaged and kind of typical of Mad Catz, do a pretty decent job there. The main box here, you know, it's got a little thing about, oh, we got the stand, we got Dolby Pro Logic 2, and then the back of it here kind of goes over some of the features of the particular headset. And, well, I'll be looking at that a little bit more in front of some of these items. The headset was actually cased in here within the box, so once again it was packaged well. Move that out of the way, and just another little piece of packaging here. And then moving on from that, oh well, this actually housed most of the wires that you see in there, and Cyborg, you know, most of the just accessories as far as the wiring goes were in there. Moving on from that, what you actually had for material, this little F.R.E.Q 7 book, which kind of tells you how to install it and then where to download and install the software that is required. No software included, you just go ahead and you download it, and it gives you a couple different languages that you can read it in. Another quick addendum here, okay, telling you how to install it on a couple different operating systems, 7, XP, and Mac. And then a little bit about configuring it. Yep. Moving on from that, they gave you a couple stickers that you can use however you like. And those are typical Mad Catz logo and so forth. Now on to the accessories. This right here is actually the USB hookup, so this is for hooking your headset up to your computer. And the other accessory that I haven't used quite yet is a 3.5mm jack that you can hook up to the headset as well. Nice thing about that, you can hook it up to your phone or your MP3 player, you know, whatever's got a 3.5mm jack this headset will work with, which is kind of a neat little thing. I'd say most headphones, you know, I'd prefer to just use maybe Bluetooth or so forth, just because I don't want to have this big thick braided cable going down the side of my body, just so that I can have a sick headset for my you know, MP3 or phone. Alright, so then this is the actual stand that they give you, and this is packaged in that box, but it is separate. It's nice, it fits the headset on it really nice. It's just a good place to actually drop your headset onto, so that's convenient. And then actually what they have on this is this little piece right here that pops out, and I'll show you a little bit about that in a minute here. Aside from that, we've got the detachable microphone here, and I'll do my best to kind of show you with one hand, but it's very flexible, which is nice. You can kind of move it in each direction pretty easily, and the nice thing about it is detachable, so if you just wanted to use this as an audio headset, you could go right ahead and kind of drop the microphone, and then you don't have that extra item taking up your space. Alright, so moving on to the actual headset itself, and just on that microphone topic here, this is where you would actually go ahead and plug that microphone in. Yeah, it just plugs right in there. And now we're hooked up and ready to Skype or, you know, whatever application you use, Xfire, Vent. It's nice. It allows you to move the mic around pretty easily. And once again, if you were to take this out, this nice little knob that they actually have a little spot you can put it in on the actual stand. I'm sorry about the shadows. I just don't really have the time to do this during the day. But that actually clips into this spot here, so, well, it should clip into that spot. It does, trust me, it's just a little bit difficult when you don't have your other hand handy. But it clips there, just so that you can actually cover that up if you don't want to have it exposed, which is just a nice little, I guess, benefit. Now, moving on to the headset themselves, as you can see, it's actually constructed really nicely. And this is like a lightweight aluminum here, and then you get into your plastics here, just in the actual cup. You see here, this is your volume dial, up and down with your volume. This is plastic, a little soft band on the top here that you can utilize with it. This is kind of neat. It just adds to the look more than anything else, rather than hiding it in the actual casing of the headset. They expose the wires here, and they do it nicely with a braided cable, so it gives it a nice finished look. And also, nothing really beats braided cable if you have to have cable at all. The other side looks very similar. Yeah, same idea. Once again, really nice, durable, lightweight metal. Our button here, well, that's our mic button, so we can turn our mic off if needed. And then on the top here, this is our Dolby surround sound button. So if I want to move from stereo to their simulated 7.1, I can do so pretty easily just by hitting that button. That's not going to work until you install the software, though, so just be aware of that. The software is necessary in order to actually operate in that mode. Other thing you can say about the cups, both of them, that's how much they move right there. So you really just get a 90-degree range of movement, and you get it on both sides, which is kind of nice. These are really, I've dealt with noise canceling headphones in the past, and when you put these on, you can actually still hear some sounds that are happening around you, but obviously you can flip a cup and have one of your ears exposed so that you can listen to whatever else you may have to listen to, whether it's a show you're watching or maybe somebody else actually next to you is trying to have a conversation. Padded well. This actually fits really snug for me, and the fit is actually really nice. It really is tight to your head. Feels very comfortable. It'd be something that you could use for extended sessions. And then this is the wire that comes off of it, and you see it right there. That's for your hookups for your USB and your mobile or MP3 player. So, looking at the headset themselves, I've tested these out just a little bit so far. And, the big thing about these, they talk about the 50mm drivers that they have and 7.1 surround. The mic being fully detachable, another nice feature. But aside from that, I've kind of covered most of the actual headset itself just by unboxing it and kind of going through that. As far as the sound goes at this point, I've used it, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 hours to this point. And in my opinion, I'm coming from a Logitech G35, which is also a wired headset. And I didn't actually show this, but take a look there, and it puts the F.R.E.Q 7 right on the top. Yeah, and I would say that these are more comfortable as far as fitting on your head than the G35s, but at this point, my opinion on the actual audio quality, I don't really find that it's a step up from the G35s. It actually underperformed in my estimation. I kind of felt the sound was better on the G35s. And, admittedly, the G35s also do a simulated surround as well. I just kind of felt like they did a better job of capturing it. I will go into the software. The software was very underwhelming. I'll do a review, or I'll add that to this review a little bit later here. But the software, very basic. It gives you a couple different modes to select from, and then you get to customize those modes as you see fit. Particularly gaming, music, and then movies. As far as music goes, I felt that they were adequate, not really the greatest. Gaming, they were a slight bit better. The one downside that I've found so far is when I'm in Skype calls or even an X-Fire call, I found that this mic kind of picks up a little bit more than you'd wish it would, so you kind of get a, I don't know, almost like a hollow effect, where with my G35s I feel like it just captures my voice and that's it. So moving on from that, I'm gonna go ahead, I'll do the software review for you guys. And once again, really, I mean, really made well. I really feel like this is something that you're not going to break. It's going to last for some time. Not as, I mean, it still has the same braided cable. The one thing that's nice about this extension here is that in the case that, I may twist this cable since it's a longer cable, much like I've done to my G35s, even braided cables twist over time. I kind of have the impression that, this end is really not as susceptible to twisting because we just have one solid connection here. So this end may not twist quite as much because of that. Meaning if I were to wear through the other braided cable there, I could probably get a replacement and not really worry about this end of it twisting. The one bummer about it is what would really be nice is if they made this detachable here. And I'm kind of pulling on it just to show you the point. Because like I said, anytime you have a wired headset, you're always worried about it twisting up and then ultimately going through your wires and kind of suffering quality loss along the way. Aside from that, I'll go ahead and I'm going to put them on in a little bit here. I'll actually give you a shot of them with me wearing them, and then I'll do a quick software review on these things. At this point, they do come at, I bought this set at $178 was the price tag for them. I'm a little underwhelmed so far. I kind of feel that you have other options with G35s, and even wireless headsets are cheaper than this, where you may not exceed the quality of these. I personally think you can, but you're talking about a whole different level when you're talking about wireless capability. So at this point, a little underwhelmed. I kind of think they're a little overpriced for a wireless headset. Although I think a lot of that price is geared towards the durability of this headset, and like I said, it feels like it would last a long time. All right, so for now, I'm gonna get that software up and going. I'll see you shortly. All right, look at me, America. Here's my headset. Went ahead and I put it on. Like I said, really nice snug fit. Here's the microphone. This thing moves around. Put it in your mouth. Put it up here. And you can see it. Very nice, durable, flexible. Put it wherever you like. I have a lot of hair. It fits pretty tight over my head. A little bit of a snugger fit than the G35s that I had before. Once again, I can rotate the ears a little bit. Obviously not the most comfortable just because it is super snug, but still nice. And just usually have to push it back a little bit. But there it is. I really like how I can move this mic around pretty easily. And there you go. I'm going to jump into the software now, and you'll be able to hear this microphone at work. Alright, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and we'll take a look at the software included with the Mad Catz Freq 7 headset. It's tucked away here in my taskbar, so once again, you do have to download and install this before being able to access this software, obviously. And we jump into the software here, and obviously we have a volume scroll, we have a microphone scroll, and then we have our standard settings for, let's say, gaming here, voice would be here, and then music over here. Then obviously we have our surround sound, or their Dolby, right here. Once again, very simple, straightforward software, not a whole lot to it. The information button doesn't tell you a whole lot. Direct link to their blog, and an easy way to contact them as well. Looking at this software in comparison to some other softwares that I've worked with before, it's very skimpy. Not a whole lot going on with it. It looks like they said something about profile packs. The one good thing that I can say about this, since this is the primary problem in my mind, is that aside from the microphone, maybe you'll hear kind of the hollow sound in this review, but my primary problem is the software here, but that is something that can be fixed. So I am not as down on it. I believe, my final say about this particular headset is if it were about $50 less, I would consider it pretty competitive and kind of in the range that you would want to see it in. As far as it goes now, very durable, very good feel, but currently just not really up to snuff as far as the actual audio is concerned, in my opinion. But they do have a chance to make it better. So once again, this is Matt with PC Gamers, signing off. Game hard, everybody.